Hello everyone, welcome to Anthropology 2201, Introduction to Archaeology. This is the course overview video, and the purposes here are to introduce you to myself as your instructor and to introduce you to the basic elements of the class. So without further ado, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been involved in anthropology for about 9 years. I was introduced to the subject at Cleveland State University, and I was also introduced to archaeological field methods through their field school that they conduct in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park in Northeast Ohio. After obtaining my bachelor's degree in 2016 from CSU, I was fortunate enough to move on to Ohio State's graduate program in anthropology, where I was able to switch my geographical focus to the Pacific Islands region and was then able to conduct archaeological surveys and excavation on Viti Levu, Fiji. This work contributed to my master's thesis, and in 2018 I defended that thesis and obtained my Master's of Arts degree in anthropology. Ever since then, I've been in the PhD program at Ohio State in the anthropology department, and I'm currently a PhD candidate gearing up to propose my doctoral research project, which is an ethnographic project on the practice of archaeology and the field of historic preservation on the island of Guam, which is an unincorporated U.S. territory in the West Pacific. Without getting too much into detail about my experiences and what I do, maybe we can talk about that a bit more over the course of this class. I want to talk about the class that you'll be taking. So I want to first draw attention to the textbook, World Prehistory and the Anthropocene. Ever since 2013, the authors of this textbook, Dr. Joy McCorison and Dr. Julie Field, who are tenured faculty in the anthropology department here at OSU, have been designing this class in connection to the textbook. So the textbook offers a really close connection to the assignment and the materials that we're all going to be engaging with over the next 7 weeks. And we continue to try to improve this class every single year, trying to get input from those who instruct the class like myself and those who are students of it. So hopefully we all find this an enjoyable experience and one that we see ourselves contributing to in the end. I want to talk about some of the major themes of the course. Obviously, the Anthropocene is a core concept, and so that's going to come up in the first chapter and continually be talked about over the next 7 weeks. This is centered in our teachings of archaeology because at this point archaeology is really focused on trying to understand our own place as humans in the evolutionary change of the Earth's environment, and to understand that the change that led to today is in large part a product of environmental diversity and the diversity of human relations with the environment. The human relations with the environment that are now a part of the equation that produced this change have been a part of the equation for quite some time. And we as archaeologists are primarily interested in how humans have been involved in this process over various spans of time and various spans of space. In the past, we find our relevancy in understanding how humans have related to the environment in the past and how that is seen through a lens of our current circumstances today. How does this relate to our current circumstances? And we want to see the significance ultimately of knowing many different ways of addressing the problems that we have collectively shared in the past and that we collectively share today. So another important theme of the class will be diversity. So we're going to be discovering diversity in our past. This is the subject of chapter 2 and will continue to be the subject of importance over the course of the next 7 weeks. We want to know what people responded with and how people impacted their environment, how different groups from around the world and at different points in time were able to develop relationships with their environment. And we want to highlight this human diversity in the past. One of the other big themes of the class is learning the methods of archaeology. Each week we'll be learning about new methods and new ways that archaeologists engage with the past. So we're going to be interested in all of the complex relationships that occur in the past, and we're going to be interested in the materials that are involved with what we call the archaeological record, and how archaeologists read that record and make interpretations on past events, past relations, past behaviors from that record. Okay, so moving forward, I just want to touch on some of the things that you'll see in the syllabus. Each week we will have readings from world prehistory and the Anthropocene. That'll probably be one of the first things you do each week. Make sure you do these readings. It is important for all of the assignments that you have to follow each week and for the final exam. So moving forward with the actual assignments, we have one exam. It's our final exam. It'll be 50 questions, about an hour and a half long. Besides that, we have 5 quizzes. These quizzes are going to be 10 questions each, but they contribute a significant weight to the final grade. Important to make sure that you fill out and contribute to those assignments in full. Next, we also have 2 short essays. When I say short, I mean about a page and a half, but I don't mean that they lack detail. I stress in these short essays that although they are short, they must be concise and filled with a lot of detail, as well as resources that you're looking at and are adding to your knowledge on the topics that you're writing your essays about. Moving forward from the essays, we also have 7 workbook assignments, and these will act as online practica, introducing you to different archaeological materials, whether they be animal bones, artifacts like ceramics or lithic stone tools, plant remains, as well as written glyphs that we transcribe as archaeologists. And this will help you understand a bit more how archaeologists engage with the record and make interpretations of the past based on it. Lastly, we will also have a poster project. This is sort of a capstone project. Every individual will contribute their own draft of their own project. This is going to be about an archaeological site or population that you choose. The draft will be created over the course of a few weeks, and then that draft will be submitted for peer review amongst your classmates. You will review a couple of your classmates' projects themselves, and they will review your project, in which you will then take those reviews and edit your project accordingly for its final product, which will be turned in the final week of the class, same week as the final exam. So there's a lot of online engagement that's necessary in this class, and that cannot be stressed more for the importance of the discussion posts. So the discussions are the last sort of assignment that you have. You're going to have an individual portion as well as a group portion. The group portion is going to be parts 1, 2, and 3, and these are going to be stressing online engagement. So make sure that you are respectful online and thoroughly engaging, listening to others' perspectives at those times. There's going to be a couple of different kinds of videos each week you're going to be interested in watching. That's going to be an overview video of the module that's just going to cover that week's material. You're going to also have a reading overview video, which will be geared specifically for the reading contents. And lastly, you're going to have a discussion recap video. If you had a discussion assignment the previous week, I will look at your group report as well as your individual postings, and I will make a recap video about that discussion that will be posted the following Monday. So that's going to be the last part of your discussion assignment. You'll need to watch that video and do a reflection that you submit for that last part. And you'll also be watching films that are going to be used for course assignments. These films will be accessible through the Secure Media Library at Ohio State. I have my own playlist for this course and for the films that will be specific for the course's assignments. Make sure you look weekly for announcements to see if there's anything that I'm drawing attention for you not to miss, or if there's something that has changed in the course. That the announcements tab is where you're going to be finding all of that. I also want to stress that you can communicate with me at any time. The easiest way is going to be through the Carmen interface, or you can always email me. I will have the quickest responses during my office hours, but I normally will respond within 24 to 48 hours regardless if you don't contact me during office hours. that's all I have for you now, and I will see you in Module 1 for the course. I am looking forward to the class, and I hope you all are excited as well.